Recording in progress.
I am peace, divine bliss. I am truth, I am peace, divine bliss. Ananda Swarupa, He Prema Swarupa, remind me, my Lord, who I am. Ananda Swarupa, He Prema Swarupa, remind me, my Lord, who I am. I am love, pure love. I am love, pure love. Remind me, my Lord. Remind me, my Lord. Remind me, my Lord, who I am.
Sairam, everyone. 2 years, 24 episodes of the Satsang, curated from the first 2 chapters of the Gita Vahini, filled with insights, reflection, and practical applications. And the journey continues, one conscious step at a time. Tonight, we ask a very simple but profound question. How do we unleash our infinite potential? Each of us is climbing our own staircase in life, sometimes steady, sometimes uncertain, but always moving towards the light. And every step counts, for the infinite isn't found at the top. It's realized through how we climb, with love, with courage, and with awareness. Close your eyes just for a moment. Take a deep breath and step into the story. You are Arjuna, the modern day Arjuna. Your battlefield is not Kurukshetra, but the landscape of your own life. Decisions to make, expectations to meet, and emotions that rise and fall like the waves. Through this text to transformation story, you have come to know that the universe is your university. Every joy and every challenge, a lesson guiding you towards awareness in action. You learn to flip the switch, to move from reaction to reflection, from emotion to understanding, from problem to possibility. You also discovered the hidden treasures within, the Atma, eternal, immeasurable, indestructible, immovable, unmanifest, the still, radiant presence that never fades. You also learn to make some holy shifts. You learn to turn your to-dos to tadas, routine into reverence, and work into inspired work. You found sacred winds in everyday things and began crafting the masterpiece within, connecting the dots of inner wisdom, playing your own dharma's gambit within life's matrix, guided by soul wisdom. And within and without even realizing it, you recognize that you have climbed so far. When the river of life rushes past, when the emotions swirl and the current pulls you in, you have learned to stand apart, to pause, to breathe, to watch without being swept away. Because growth isn't about leaping 5 steps at once, it's about taking one conscious step higher than yesterday. And in doing so, you have learned to offer yourself grace, knowing that each of us is on a different step, and sometimes even a step back helps us rise to a higher level of consciousness. Now, the modern day Arjuna stands at a new threshold where awareness must flow into action. If Sankhya Yoga showed us who we are, Karma Yoga asks, how will we live that truth? No longer why me, but what through me? No longer what should I do, but how can I serve? Each consciousness and each conscious step turns wisdom into movement and movement into meaning. And as we said in the start, the infinite isn't found at the summit. It's realized through how we climb. Together we rise, not upward, but inward, one conscious step close to the infinite within. Each step reminds us, stand apart, turn inward, and act with awakened purpose. And now we welcome Sanjeev and Suresh Uncle, who will guide us through this reflective conversation, bridging the wisdom of Chapter 2 and the purpose of Chapter 3 as we take our next conscious step up into the infinite. Over to you, Sanjeev.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, Geeta. Thank you, Swami, for this wonderful opportunity. And before I welcome Brother Suresh, I wanted to welcome all our brothers and sisters, friends from really across the globe, across the US, to join us this evening. So thank you very much for making the time. And we're just super excited to have you over. And with that, I will also convey a heartfelt welcome to Brother Suresh. Sai Ram, brother, how are you?
Sai Ram, brother. Sai Ram, Sai Ram. By the infinite grace, love and compassion of Bhagwan Baba, everything is fine.
Okay. Well, I had a script and I was going to start off by asking a question, but with this sort of delightful introduction, I wanted to get your thoughts, first of all, your reflection on what you just heard, right? For the introduction itself around chapter 2 and chapter 3.
Yeah, it's a beautiful summary of whatever that we have done, and taking us step by step, taking deliberately, looking at the content of the each verse of the Gita, and then trying to translate that into real meaning and applying in daily life to harvest the experiences. So sometimes we can just recite verses, and sometimes we can actually rattle it off. But the idea is we have to get into the being level. We are not human doing, but we are human being. And human being means we got to infuse this knowledge into us and become that truth.
Okay. Well, brother, I tell you, I have a confession to make. Can I make that here? I don't think anyone else is there. It's just you and me. So
Okay.
may as well make that confession. So, we've been at this journey, come from the Sai 100 celebrations. about a week or 10 days along with Swami's 100th birthday. There was sort of the national conference, and it's all this energy and gusto. And in the midst of all of that, I sort of felt Swami's presence, but whatever worries and things that I had were sort of put to the side, right? There was sort of the single-minded focus. So I understand intellectually this whole chapter two, and does a really nice job of laying everything out. Intellectually, I'm there, I understand it. Now it's been a week, and now, this problem is coming up, that problem is coming up, or I'm like completely sort of distracted. And, I'm just I'm trying to build that sort of focus, that energy, that single-mindedness again. I don't know if I'm the only one who experiences that, but can you address this sort of dilemma that I'm going through with what is it that we heard in chapter two and chapter three? What is it that I'm experiencing here?
Yeah. Actually, really speaking, whenever we are in this satsang or when you go for this, just like you went for the LA conference, you came back, you had Dallas conference, you came back. So in the conference, we get all heightened and hoo
Yeah.
ha and ha ha and all that. So it's the frequency of ourselves is heightened at that point of time. So what happens is the difficulty in retaining that vibration is only because the mind slowly becomes accustomed to the challenges and obligations thrown by the illusory world. We just sink down, we just collapse, and then we just go. We cannot keep focusing on the particular thing because we think that we now need to do. So we are diluted. So the real purpose of this whole idea of sadhana camps, satsangs, and all that is to understand and believe that we are on a mission. This is the first step. We should be actually experiencing this frequency and occasionally step out into the world. Now, what we are doing is that we are experiencing the world and occasionally stepping out into this. This is the difference between spiritual. When we are really saying spiritual, we should be going like that. Like the other day, I had a conversation with a lady who was really worried because she has got some. Then I said, "Do you go to the altar? Yeah. You pray? Yeah. Then what is the point of praying at the altar when you continuously worry? Means you are insulting God. You are insulting God. You are insulting divinity. You are telling divinity you have no capability of handling my problems. I must myself handle my problems. Then you have no capacity to even let go. Then if you are not allowing yourself to let go and allowing Lord to guide you, then what else is there? But you have the ability to let go to an unknown pilot who takes you 30,000 feet high. You don't even check his license. You don't even bother whether he has the capability. But we are sitting freely, totally surrendered to a pilot whom you don't know. But we cannot seem to surrender to God who we know. Therefore, the teachings is that let go. He will guide. Why should we unnecessarily worry and have that anxiety? We have to learn to understand to let go. That is why this acronym that today that the group has conjured up seems to be so powerful in its way, and it's a beautiful statement. Let me just use this opportunity to guide, because throughout the whole session you'll be using this. So, dear brothers and sisters, whenever you have a problem, use this acronym called STEP. See, step up means, hey, are you stepping up? Means you need to step up, my friend. You need to step up. That means step up to take responsibility, step up to take a commitment. The word acronym STEP itself has got a very powerful, and that actually summarizes in a nice way of the Sankhya Yoga. So STEP S stands for stand apart, which means whenever you are overwhelmed with a problem, or when, like in your case now, the problem is coming now, it's like, imagine it's like a river. The river of emotions are now coming to strike you. The river of anxiety is coming to strike you. Don't stand inside the river, because the river will take you away. Then you'll be overwhelmed. Then that is called overwhelming. What you should do is we should climb to the safe banks of the river and just witness the river passing by. So once you're on the safe banks of the river, it is what is called confidence. You are not the river, but you are watching the river. This actually is the first step in meditation. Real meditation is the vigilance of thoughts. So once you stand back as a screen and you watch the screen, it's like a movie. So you don't get participate in the movie, you're just standing there and watching it. Witness is a very powerful state of being. Watch the thoughts passing by. Watch the thoughts passing by. You already got enough courage. Now this is the way to summon your courage and confidence. Once you have confidence and courage to stand at the side, then you go towards the T, which is the turning inwards. When you turn inwards, what happens is that your system is looking at within you. Now, there are a couple of ways of doing this. If you are the philosophical type, which you say that you have the Gita knowledge, Sankhya Yoga, Atmic properties. Just now, remember the Atma was mentioned just now. Yeah, where the lotus flower, immutable,
Mm.
unchangeable, unshakable. This is Atma. So you look back. Can you look at the physical? No, physical changes. Look at the mental. Oh, it's fluctuating. Look at the intellectual, physical, mental, intellectual. Majority of the people live in these three realms. If you continue to summon knowledge from these three levels, you will be only comforted. You will only be cocooned by your own jail. This is why Krishna was born in the jail. He opened the door and came out. We cannot live in this three jail. So, being spiritual, we go to the fourth dimension, which is the Atma. That's why Sankhya Yoga told us what is this Atma. The Krishna's education to Arjuna was educating him the subject matter of the Atma, which means we have to summon the Atmic consciousness, the higher consciousness. Assuming now that we are not the philosophical in that manner, assuming that we are devotional, then the easiest way is imagine that your body is a chariot and Swami is sitting in your heart. That's the easiest. So Atma is Swami. So Swami is inside you. So you look at Swami and say, Swami, this is the thing. Surrender, give it to Swami. Don't take the thing. You give it to him. So turning inwards means turning to Swami within you. Put him inside you and turn in you. This is actually much easier and you feel more comfortable doing it. Many people feel comfortable doing that. So go inwards and turn inwards to Swami. This is turn. When you turn to Swami, what do you get? You get to E. You must be empowered. So what is empowering? Empower yourself with the right knowledge. Why? Because you now have the confidence that Bhagwan is there to take everything else. I am not doing this for myself. I am doing this for Bhagwan. I am his ambassador. Therefore, I should not do it with my own identity and with my own ego. Therefore, I have a platform change now. My platform of representation has now changed. See, once you change your platform or representation, you are in a different level of awareness. You have to empower yourself with that knowledge, with that awareness, and with that capability and that capacity. Once you empower yourself, then you turn to the world. Now you perform with that awareness. P comes the word perform with awareness, which means to say, I now face the world. I now address the issues of the world with this awareness that I am the Atma, that God is within me. Then you will find that you are not only having confidence, but you have clarity. Once you have clarity, you will make the right decisions to harvest the right experiences from this world. This is what is called step up. Step up in this way so that we will be able to manage. Sai devotees who have got the avatar of the Kali Yuga beside us cannot possibly have long face and go on having those kind of worries and anxiety. It doesn't make sense. You have avatar of the Kali Yuga, leave it to him and then have the mind and heart free to enjoy the bliss of the world, bliss of the life, so that you can enjoy the peace of the world. Yeah. Make sense?
Wow, it's a wonderful framework, brother. The part that can I share something here so I can, the turning inward, the empowering and the performing with awareness. I've experienced that occasionally, and I'm following you completely. The part that I really struggle with is the very first part. So let me be very specific about, standing apart and becoming a witness. What happens is, I'm worried about something. There's like a trigger, and then there is a reaction. But there is no space that sort of created that allows me to sort of step back, right? Because then I sort of believe it like, oh, that is my reality. And then I start worrying. And by that time, it's like a lost cause, right? And I'm sure like maybe I'm the only one who experiences that, but it's just, I don't know how to describe it to you other than there is no gap. And then later on, I remember, right? I remember the teaching and so on and so forth. So, do you have any advice
Yeah.
for me and for anyone who experiences that about how to step back and
Yeah.
stand apart and become a witness?
So soldiers are training for war when? During peaceful times. During war times, you can't train for war, So during peaceful time, oh, they run and jog and put the muscle, put the gun, put all. So it's during peaceful time they're training
Uh,
for war. Likewise, normal time, what you do? You go to prayer, you go for sadhana, go for jalra, you go for bhajan, you go for all these things. For what purposes? Training your mind. You cannot train the mind during the cause of a problem that particularly comes to you, that then you're not ready for it. So what we are really doing in a spiritual realm is to prepare ourselves for this kind of outcome. So once we know this, response and action become separate. That means when something happens to your life and something is happening, hey, I'm getting angry. You see, you're consciously becoming, hey, I don't know why I'm getting irritated. I'm getting angry. The fact that you're aware that you're getting angry is already a step where you're stepping towards the riverbank. Many people who are angry will not even be aware that you're angry. You'll be
Okay.
swept away by the anger. Likewise, when someone is, hey, why am I having this feeling? Sometimes the feeling just sweeps you away, then you are carried away. But when you do all these spiritual tapas and exercises and all that, you yourself begin to become aware. Hey, Suresh, this is not correct. You're angry. Hey, Suresh, this is, hey, Suresh. So that feeling comes into you. That is a stepping aside. That is what is meant by standing apart, where you that time you can watch what is it is making me angry, why am I getting irritated with this person, why is he saying that, why am I, so you start analyzing, you see, you start analyzing. When you start analyzing, oh my god, this is because I have expectation. Who am I to expect? My ego is expecting. See, I now self-educate myself to regulate myself so that I can face the problem. And if I do this continuously, I restrain. So therefore now I move away from reaction and move towards response. This is the difference. Normal people will react, spiritual people should respond. So this difference between reaction and response is what this step framework is all about.
That's interesting. Okay. So, brother, so you're saying, look, this is something that is not just about understanding intellectually, understanding, identifying with the being. This gets into the doing aspect,
Yeah.
right? So
Yes.
as we move into chapter 3, and I know we'll go through a few exercises and we have a breakout room here as well. What can you share? Can you share with us sort of the wisdom for what chapter 3 in the Bhagavad Gita is all about and tie it back to this conversation?
So chapter 2 not only empowers us with the knowledge of the Sankhya Yoga, telling you the Atma, this differing Purusha and Prakriti, which means differing the sense, the self and the world, and empowering us with the discrimination. Like a trailer movie, chapter 2 introduces certain glimpses of the karma part. It's a trailer movie. Because why? Remember, performing with action, we have to go to the world with action. Now the question will be asked to Krishna, how should I act in this world? Then the detailed recipe as to how we should act comes out in chapter 3. So once we have chapter 2 and chapter 3 very anchored in our system, then it's very easy for us to now fall back on this text, which is actually what Bhagavan is talking about in the Gita Vayani and many others, just how to act in the world. So this is how when we do this world, why we should know how to act. When you know how to act in the world, you won't have the problem. You'll know how to manage the problem. You won't know if the point of the story is you won't be able to be carried away with the problem. I had this experience in Swami when I was doing this play for Bhagavan. One day, it's a long story to cut short because you don't have time. Swami once called me and asked me, what is the play about? I said, Swami, the name of the play is Mountains. What is the story about? Bhagavan, the story is about two people, one who believe in Baba, one who don't believe in Baba. But for both people, problems will come. But the one who believe in Swami, you know how to manage the problem. I was carried away. I was telling this, so then only I realized, my God, I was speaking to God. I quickly went down, Swami, they're good. Is it good? Nice story, good story, good story. Then he went on and talked so many other things. But the key essence is once we have the faith in Bhagavan, once we know Swami is there, then the way we look at the problem itself should be different. That's why we say, don't come to Baba and say you got a problem. Go to your problem and say, I have got Baba.
Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah. Well, I think there's only one way to go from here, brother, which is actually we need to try this. We need to go through some examples and apply this framework, right? So we can get the essence of it.
Yeah. So how
Um,
to, Sanjeev, how to do this is that in the workshops, you will be able to see when you have a problem. Now, for example, if somebody has a problem of any kind, practice these 4 steps. So, and we'll go through that. You stand apart and then you turn inwards and then empower yourself and perform. If you do it systematically, nicely, you'll see your problem with greater clarity. And then you'll come to a point where you'll understand that if the problem you can control, you control, you do something. If you cannot control, you let go. What? Oh, climate change, or what to do? You keep on worrying about climate change. What can you do? You can't change the sun nor the clouds. So why? So the point is, we need to know what to worry about also. We need to know if things you are beyond your control, what can you do? So the mind will become uncluttered. When the mind becomes uncluttered, it is available for us to contemplate on the higher aspects of spirituality, isn't it?
Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, absolutely. I don't know why, but this thought came to mind from the Psi 100 and the conference, right, about infinity. There was a lot of discussion about 100 years, right? But in reality, this is a continuum, right? This is a infinite sort of existence. I don't know why that thought sort of came up
Yeah.
just now as you're talking. Can you share a little bit on
Yeah.
that? Does that make
Splendid.
sense? Yeah,
You see, as what Dr. Reddy said in the God doesn't is not born or passing away, because
yeah.
God doesn't, He's always existence. So our job is that the infinity sign is very powerful. The whole purpose of spirituality is to move from limit to limitlessness.
Okay.
We have to move to limitless. If you keep on saying, I cannot do, I am too this one, I am too busy, you are going back to limit. The whole idea of this satsang step up means blast away your limitation, blast away that I cannot do this, I'm not able to do that. Brother, I don't think I can get committed to this program because I'm too busy. Hey, you are chained, you are jailed, you are jailed, you are jailed, you are living in a jail, a confined jail with narrow experiences. If we are able to blast everything away and feel that Swami, I am for you, and do what he wants you to do and do all the things that is, then you're moving to limitlessness. Infinite is about experiencing the limitlessness. Once you go into limitlessness, grace comes like crazy. Once grace comes in, you are able to have the wisdom, you're able to meditate, you're able to do everything. The whole idea is, hey, he is the one who's giving us this wonderful experience. Why not grab it and take it? Step up means step up to take greater responsibility, greater commitment, and never give excuses to say that this cannot be done, that cannot be done. So this is what infinite means. Explore and experience whatever we cannot do, do. Whatever you are uncomfortable to do, get inside. Never say, I cannot, oh, this chairmanship I'm not able to do. I cannot, I've never experienced the chairman. Who has experienced these leadership positions and all that? Everybody just gets inside and just swims. If you want to swim in the swimming pool, you have to get into the pool. All the theoretical knowledge will give you a PhD on swimming, but if you're allergic to water, what use is of that knowledge, isn't it?
All right, brother. Well, I'll tell you, so from here, is there a visualization that you can help us with, and then we can tee up the breakout rooms?
Yeah.
Would that be
So,
possible? Yeah.
yes. So let's do a very simple exercise on how to visualize this. Then what we will do is that you will imagine go through this process in your mind and see whether you can conjure up and able to address the problems. Okay.
Okay.
Close your eyes. Breathe evenly. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. In your mind's eye, bring one in your mind's eye. Lord, thank you, Swami, for becoming. Thank you, Swami, for being here with us. One, you are infinite, you are pure, you are unchangeable. You are the immutable Atma inside me, Bhagavan. Swami, please guide me in addressing my problems, my issues. Because you always say, you are God, I am also God. I realize that I am God. My job is to make you realize you are God. Realizing one is God means realizing we have to experience limitlessness, expansion of consciousness. So now, imagine in your mind's eye the problem that you're having. Just take one problem that you really have in your life. In whichever ways that you have, just one problem in your mind's eye, and then imagine the emotions related to that problem. Imagine the consequence of that problem. Imagine all the effects and all the people related to the problem. Now, stand apart like in a riverbank, and watch the emotions just pass by. Just imagine the river of emotions carrying all the related emotions, but we are not in that river. We are just standing at the side. We're just watching, just witnessing that whole flow of thoughts, whole flow of anxious feelings, whole flow of whatever that is now happening in this is related to this problem. You can see it flowing past. You're just seeing it, and you are not at all affected because you are detached as you're standing at the river, safe at the river bank, just watching it. In your mind, you have a serenity, you have a certain calmness. And now you turn your mind inwards and you summon courage from inside you. You can see Bhagavan in you, in your heart, Swami, the embodiment of yourself, the Atma, the inner Atma with you, the Atma that is unchangeable, immutable, the incredible, infinite, unmanifested energy waiting to restore you, waiting to bless you. Turn to that energy. Look at that energy and seek guidance. That you are just here to just simply address the issue. Look at that Atma and summon that courage, summon that wisdom, summon that infinite potential. And there is a new sense of calmness that is coming in your mind. The anxiety is being replaced. You feel a sense of serenity because Bhagavan is the pilot of your life, guiding us, telling us, invoking us the right wisdom and knowledge. Slowly you feel a sense of empowerment, the third step, in which you feel with clarity you can see the real objective of the whole problem, the real underlying cause of it all. It gives you so much of strength that what you can do, and what you cannot do, you just ignore and leave it to the Lord. There is a sense of ease and peace coming into you. You feel that so strongly within you, where the clarity comes in, confidence comes in so well. And with that confidence, a certain element of courage also comes inside. When these three C comes inside, clarity, confidence, and courage, when that comes in, you're slowly being empowered with the greater conviction that all problems will just cease. Now you come to the last part you perform. In your mind, you conjure up an implementation plan. You conjure up what you will do the next. But when you do this, you are doing this with this strong awareness, strong ability, strong vision, strong vigor, that you are just doing it on behalf of Bhagavan Baba. You're doing it as a representation of your Lord. Then in that particular representation, there is no ego that you are doing it with. So you're not expecting any results. You're just doing it because you enjoy doing it. The problem is only to come forward to assess what potentials we have, is to remind us what wisdom we should summon. In fact, that problem is teaching us so many things because Bhagavan said, universe is university. That is why we have problems, because universe is here to teach us. Thank you, Bhagavan, for giving us this problem. Thank you, Swami, for giving us the courage to face it. This is the prayer that we should leave behind when every problem comes into our life. So with this template in your mind, when you enter into the breakup room, you summon again that problem and share that experience of this particular template that you have just been endowed with, and address and see how we can see the problem with a different perspective. Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. With that, I think Anusha, I think, believe we can in a position to move right into the breakout rooms. Is that correct? Or, yeah? Okay. So everyone just sort of relax and just wait to be pulled into a room, and then we'll have some interesting interesting dialogue and interesting things to solve, as Brother Suresh had sort of framed up for us. So, Anusha, please. Thank you.
Group. Whoever is sharing, we request that you give if there are any questions that came out of your discussion, we would love to get that answered by Uncle. We don't have to say any specific comments, but just in general, what were some ideas, anything that came out out of that group discussion, we would love to hear. So room number 1, do we have a person who's sharing?
Thanks, Sarah.
Advaita
I
and
was
Rizzo. Yeah.
I was chosen, not by your election. Yeah, briefly. We actually find out that sometimes it's difficult to realize the problem, but once we surrender and especially that surrender and realize that there are no problems, everything comes easily. And also we find out that it's the third point, that it's be aware and empower yourself. Sometimes it's the most difficult part. However, when we remind that we are God, everything came easily. And it's a process, of course. And also a point was that as long as you grow, the wisdom comes. So it's also a question of time, I think. Yeah. And someone has that question, but to be honest, I don't remember the question. So I don't know if my co-facilitator can share the question if she reminds it.
I'll try to
Yes,
put
thank you.
this question, but yeah, if you want to say it in your own words, you can say it. But then the thing was, so this particular person is a social butterfly, and her friends have all left, so she's the only one, and still she's seeking company, right? So she's attending this class, that class. So I think in that way she is like she knows that okay, she needs to go out and all, but then it's like, am I chasing something? That's so there's that question, like, and I what I suggested was like, maybe you need to find that friend within so that we're not seeking. But I said, okay, we'll ask this to Brother Suresh, and maybe he has a better.
Actually, 70% of all problems can be sorted out if you know how to clarify it. Reason many people have problems is because they don't know how to clarify and they don't know how to write it down. When you actually write down the problem, 70% of your problem is sorted because you know exactly what is the problem. Do you know many people have problems, they don't know why they're having the problem. It all will be running around. I don't know. Actually, when you sit down, go down, you find this is the issue. If this is the issue, why? That's why Swami said, if thief has gone to the back door, why do you look for him in the front door? So the issue is we need to search for the right answer. Number 2, if you keep on wanting to have friends, they're like what you said. Why you want that friend? Oh, it's because I feel lonely. So the real problem is you feel lonely. That means that you are trying to compensate your loneliness with an association that you have. Now, when you have an association with a friend like that, attachment will become, you will start to form attachment. And attachments always will create issues and problems. Oh, you were there, you did not come. And my entire life will go on trying to solve issues as a result of the attachment because I feel lonely. See, it comes back to that. So best thing is to do, like what you said, if you are really full inside you, if you're full inside you, you share your fullness with your friends. That is why even in marriage and relation, we always tell the youth, don't go and find your love with somebody else and make your life miserable. Most important thing is you find love within yourself first. Then you find someone else who you can share your love with that person. That's why you should not depend on love on someone else. You have an interdependent chemistry and love with each other. It'll last. I see, this is how the whole thing. That's why in the thing they say brahmachari means find Brahman, find inside. Then only grihastha, you share your love with them. Then together vanaprastha to society and then sannyasam. See the 4 stages of life. So this is how, never move out as a result of loneliness. feel full, and then only you go.
Thank you, because I'm trying to find support system. I'm not individually, but I'm trying to see some organizations, and I'm not getting successful. That's all I'm saying. I'm not a social butterfly, but I feel like I should do something. I mean, I know I feel like I should do some voluntary work. I should just not me. I have enough. So I want to do, and I'm not getting
Madam,
the chance. Thank you.
Madam, our organization is a social organization. There are like a huge, humongous amount of activities going on, like nobody's business. There are so many things, like a tidal wave of things that are happening around the world. You ask us, whichever center it is, ask which one you can do and just join. The whole idea, when you start joining and doing certain things, it will just flower. Some one thing will lead to another, one thing will lead to another, and the whole flowering will take place.
Thank you.
Yeah, Saira.
I just want to add one more thing, that in our group, we had lots of good and great people. Some of them cannot figure out problem. When they said close your eyes and find a problem, they cannot figure out any problem. So I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's nice. So now, if you have no problem, that's a good problem, because when you have no problem, then you can become a solution provider, which means a lot of people in this world requires help. So if you're happy, then spread that happiness to other people. Find people, look for people. Hey, do you have a problem? If you have a coffee, if you're in your office, every time you go with your same group, look at around and see there'll be 2 or 3 people always by themselves. Go to them. Hey, come, let's go. Why are you always silent? Come with me. Then you slowly take them out from their particular isolated shell and crack the shell and make them a better person. This means to say that's why Swami said, come experiment me, experience me, and accept me. So your life is like that. Share with everybody and make your spread like that. If you have no problem. That's
Thank you. Thank you.
Group 2.
Sairam, room 2, Chitra and Geeta's room.
Yes, Sairam. So we had a really good conversation. A number of people shared some opinions and thoughts about what some of the struggles are that they're having, and really appreciated the way in which we were taking this on. One of the things that was shared was looking inwards can look different for different people, and depending on the nature of the problem, I think one of the members mentioned that, and that staying on the riverbank can be challenging but important, and it looks different for different people, whether it's namasmarana or chanting and meditation, etc., to not get involved. But you obviously, when we have some problem that's very close to us or personal, we need to employ some of those things, because otherwise we can get carried away. So that's as much as I wanted to say, and then I want to pass it on to one of the other people in the room, Brother Sridharan. He has something else to share.
Sairam, I thought Brother Suresh, you said, tell the problem that you have God with you rather than giving the problem to the God. That was something which really, I think I had to try that.
It's a very powerful paradigm in the sense that why you tell your problem that I have Sai Baba, not tell Sai Baba that I got. So when you have that kind of conviction, it becomes confidence. I got God with me. I got God with me. God will be there. That kind of feeling is where, in fact, if you look at the Puranic stories, if you read the stories of some of these people, my God, the amount of problems they had was amazing. Okay. So literally real problems. I mean, they are huge problems. People bullied them, hit them, don't know what all they went through. So I used to read those stories and say, what? There are so much people who went through like that, so much problem. But just steadfastly, Krishna, 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 Rama, Rama, Mirabai all went through so much. Mirabai went through so much. This one, Buddha was, by the way, to tell you the truth, Buddha was poisoned. Jesus Christ was crucified, man. I mean, can you imagine? Prophet Muhammad was chased from Medina to Mecca. Guru Gobind Singh was poisoned. I mean, look at their biographies. So if you look at all these great people who went through sorrowful life, a lot of people went through. The whole idea was, you think Krishna went, Lord Krishna, yeah, palace all gone, went through, fought the war, washed the horses. Look at their lives. But yet, what is the most amazing concept is, whoever, when you are spiritual, you are happy. You're blissful. So doesn't matter. Also, God, you take care. This is my karma. I have to go through. Never mind, let it. So once you have this cheerful disposition, that itself sorts all the problem. You don't put the problem in your head and carry it like, oh, my bro, you let it go like that. Now, that is what spiritual life is all about. Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful. Room 3.
Saira, our group talked about the surrender, that Swami will take care of everything, just surrender to him. And we also talked about we cannot control anyone, but we can control ourselves. So I'm responsible for myself. Then one of the members, she talked about emotions, like we have to watch our emotions and do not get carried away by the emotions. So just stop and think, oh, where I'm wrong, what I'm doing right. And then one of the brothers, he talked about self introspection, and he said we should always use positive words. Like, give an example, instead of scared, if we say, okay, no, I'm courageous enough to do so and so thing. So it really helps a lot. Saira.
Yeah. So shifting vocabulary, that's a very powerful word also. Instead of saying scared, I'm not courageous. Whenever you use positive words to connote your experiences, instead of saying problem, you say it's a challenge. So whenever you do like that, you're shifting your vocabulary has got a very powerful way of saying. So when you say, how are things? Good. How are things? How is it? So. If you have that kind of depressing thought, the whole world will collapse. Like even, there are a lot of people like that. You are going along, you know how it is in USA, you're just managing, pulling. By the time they describe all these things, you have to take a Panadol. So the most important thing in life is whenever someone, hey, fantastic, incredible, how are you? See, just say, good morning, good morning. There are some people, good morning. Do you know the reply is, what is so good about the morning? Huh? What is so good about this? Is how the reply. How to continue conversations like that. So therefore, spiritual people, you must have a bounce of cheer when you enter the, hey, how are you? Just be happy with everything, and then that's what you're saying. Yeah, very nice. That itself will solve half the problems, I'm telling you. Yeah.
Awesome. On that note, room 4.
Sure. Saram, in group 4, we had a number of different folks share different problems, starting from the passing away of a loved one, which is actually something perhaps many of us deal with, and how do we apply the framework, to all the way up to losing a backpack and thinking about what is the real reason why Swami has done this. And it was an interesting conversation because some people had already experienced things like witnessing phase, right? Like where they were actually able to, see themselves as a witness or experience themselves as a witness, and then for a fraction of a second, and use that experience to catapult themselves further for future experiences. While others had the challenge of when they're in their conscious waking state, they were able to practice some of these things, but in their deep sleep state, perhaps they weren't able to let go of some of these things. So, and Suresh Uncle graciously was answering the question actually that we had, is how do we manage this discrepancy in the conscious and the subconscious state? And he spoke about that, if the subconscious is just carrying the stain of the conscious mind. So if you've not let it go completely, then it'll show up in the subconscious. So it's a good signal for us to go and really try and practice the 4 steps again, actually, really stand apart and really turn inward, equip yourself correctly so that you actually can be detached from that and then practice with awareness. Brother Sanjeev, if I've left out anything, please.
No, I think you covered everything in spades. Really well done. There was one question that it got sort of cut off right at the
Yes.
10-second mark. Do you mind? Because I think others may benefit from. I think Brother Suresh started to answer the
Yes.
question, but we got cut off there. Do you mind just sort of recapping that, please?
Uncle, you do it. You do best.
Or recap, yeah.
No, you do it, Uncle. You do it. You do that question.
Okay, what the question was, sometimes you have dreams in the night, so you carry the anxiety of the conscious mind into the subconscious mind. Consciously, you don't have anything, but subconsciously, you have that. So actually, it really implies that you have it. It's just that you have not manifested it. When you carry in the subconscious mind some anxiety and all that, you need to examine and see, why are you having anxious thought about that? Because then you re-examine back in the conscious world, certain things that you're doing in the world, you may be pretending to do it, but deep inside you want it to happen in this way, so that anxiety is caught again. So then you have to really examine back, reprogram back step again, and clean up the act, so that you don't have that expectation. By right, when you sleep, you should not have any dream. Sleep like a baby and collapse in the bedstead, and then wake up fresh and like a lion you must feel. That is how sleep should be. So you should not get disturbed by any other things in the world. So pay attention to these things. One more thing Ritesh told was that why some people have said, why God did this to me, why when certain things happen and all that. So real surrender is also the implicit question God also must be surrendered. That means that you come to a point where when certain things happen, even you don't even have to ask why, because you surrender even that. God, whatever it is, your will, that kind of state we should achieve in our spirituality. Implicit to question must also be surrendered.
Yes, Uncle. Thank you, Uncle. I just wanted to say that one last thing I forgot just to cover the whole case is Uncle summarized it really well. One other thing that somebody spoke about is the emotional aspect of things. When you're in the thick of things, it may be easy to do for a second the first step, standing apart, but turning inward. Say you have a child who is sort of like, needing your attention in a particular way. They're about to do some mischief or something like that, and you have to hold them. How do you really spend the time to turn inward, equip yourself with the right and empower yourself, and then do it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if you have an answer for that situation. Cool.
At that point of time when you're doing it, when the child is doing it, you have to react. You do it, but it doesn't necessarily mean, like, for example, come in, don't play in the rain, come inside the rain, otherwise I'll kill you. The mother's father or mother says, doesn't mean he takes a knife and stab the child, but you're actually projecting an anger without you feeling angry. It's an act. So that's why Baba said life is a play, life is a game played. Means it's an act that you're doing. It doesn't mean that you must be infused with that anger in order for you to act out that anger. So this difference is what a spiritual person is all about. Like in a center, you stand up and say something very sternly just to get everything done. It's not that you are not lacking love or anything like that, but you're saying it with so much of intensity so that the person gets the right message across. So that difference we should have.
Thank you, Uncle. I think that's very meaningful, because when we say don't be angry, I think it's very easy for us to like let go of even the positive impacts of feigning anger can have. So
Yeah.
it's important to remember that. Thank you. And that's it from room 4. So.
Sometimes, our fathers, one look from the eye, you already know what to do. Those days, one look and okay. You don't need to say anything. In fact, your silence itself is so penetrating. Papa, say something, Papa. Never mind, you scold me, Papa. It's okay. Hit me. He'll just look, one look, my God, it'll just melt you and kill you. So like that is, in fact, why go so far? Swami also is like that. You see Swami, how the people around him move around. It's just amazing how he's commanding everything just by a look and a stare. Is just powerful. So like that, this is what we should be. That doesn't mean Bhagavan is angry, but he gives you that impression to get the system in order. Yeah.
Thank you, Uncle.
Yeah.
Awesome. Room 5, go for it, Rashi.
Rashi Chandra.
Thank you. At the outset, Uncle, I also just want to thank you because last year I think you came to the Region 5 retreat and you had given me some very apt advice about using it's like that Hawaiian prayer, which is like, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, as a way to deal with people who might be like difficult in your life.
Yeah.
I have to say that, like, I don't know if the dynamic really changed, but I will say that I think I changed in the process, and like my outlook towards the situation and the people involved changed. So I really wanted to thank you for that. I just thought I would start with that. Um, so our discussion was very engaging, and I have to thank my group members for being very vulnerable about sharing some of the very personal challenges that they've been facing, whether that was like due to personal loss or like something going on with their family or just like a difficult life situation. Um, and we kind of made light of the situation, but we also joked about the fact that being a Sai devotee, sometimes it feels like you actually have to undergo more problems rather than less problems. But Swami's like there to help and like to guide us and to give us like that courage to be able to push through things. And as the quote says, like, if God has brought you to it, then he'll also bring you through it. And the only way to go through problems is just to walk right through it and go on to the other side. We also talked about how the visualization that Uncle Suresh led us through, like, was reminiscent of like other affirmations or other exercises that we've been introduced through like other spiritual um people. And I actually was trying to message this just to my group members, but I think it went to everybody in the chat. But there is this spiritual teacher who's no longer with us. Her name is Louise Hay. I posted one of her like affirmations that's like helped me get through some tough things, but it reminded me of what Suresh Uncle had also suggested. So I think that kind of captures like some of the main points, but if I've left anything out, please someone feel free to unmute and share.
Yeah. Actually, when you mentioned that prayer actually also helps you to bring to the riverbank. So when you keep on apologizing, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. When you keep on saying that, that is giving you enough strength to move to the riverbank. Once you're in the riverbank, you're safe and you detach. Then you watch the river in motion. That is what it means that when you have changed yourself, really, really, because you stop reacting. When you stop reacting, you stop focusing on something negative, and making. So once you move to the side, the negativity, just intensity of the negativity comes down. Then you are now free. Once you're free, it gives you time to create better version of yourself. That is the process. So the whole idea of the problem is because you remember when we studied in the earlier chapters, what we said, inner world creates the outer world. The outer world creation, all outer world manifestation is a result of inner world. So what does it teach us? Accountability. Whatever problem that is in front of me is my fault. That is why you're saying, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. So your idea is the whole thing must clear. And then our job is to get back to the enlightenment process. And we must realize that we are the light beings of the light energy, light beings, good energy, pure energy. So this is all purification. Once we are purified, God, then the energy will just allow us to. That's why Swami said, my darshan will flow to you and through you to the world outside. What does it mean? It's a healing energy. The God's energy comes through us to the world outside. So we purify. That's exactly what you're experiencing at this point of moving up, stepping up. Yeah.
Yes, Brother Suresh, I
Anisha.
also shared with the group when you taught us this grace, that gratitude, refuge, acceptance.
Yeah.
That was, and to kind of summarize what Rashi said it very nicely. One thing I try to do, and if you will, the word cardiac, you that is the heart. You spell it like CARDISE, and I try to focus on the thing, saying that cardiac stands for concentrate and ruminate, divine indwellers, aspiring command. So,
wow.
did you know that?
We need a dictionary for all these things to remember.
Yeah, because when I'm not panicking, my reasoning faculty is not shadowed, and then I am capable of this cardiac, that is concentrate and ruminate, divine indwellers, aspiring command.
Okay. So what happens is you got different anchoring in turning inwards. So that's another way of doing it. So some people do it. But she has got the word cardiac, and with that, she's able to turn inwards to get a more regulated beat of the heart so that your system goes. Very nice, sister. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, Rashi, thank you so much.
Yeah. So thank you, everyone. We really appreciate. I know we're
Are
running
we
up again.
finished?
I think
That was the last room, Uncle. We had 5 rooms.
Yeah, we had five rooms, but what I was going to say is if you can there are two things. I think, brother, I think we were going to wrap. I think you were going to do a
Okay. So
short meditation.
let me just do one more thing, okay?
Yeah.
Here is a problem, big problem. Okay, look at the beginning. This is a true story, okay, life story, okay? Look, this guy was rejected 52 times when he was asking for a speaking opportunity. He wanted to speak, people rejected him. 52 times he was rejected. Then on the 53rd time, he was paid, never mind, you come to our school and speak. I'll give you $50. The guy didn't even know how to drive. So he told his brother, you please drive me to the school. I just want to speak. I will give you $50. So you know what happened? He drove hundreds of miles to speak for 5 minutes to 10 people. Nobody wanted to come and listen to the lecture. 10 people. So you know what happened? He drove hundreds to speak 5 minutes to 10 people after so many rejection. What a miserable opportunity. So he's feeling so sad and depressed. But as time went by, as a result of that one talk, he now receives 35,000 requests per year. Per year, he receives 35,000 requests per year. He has written and published 5 books. He has got a very warm spirit, a great sense of humor. He acted in 2 movies, performed in music video, appeared in opera, and spoke to hundreds of millions of people in stadium. He's now speaking to hundreds. Wow, fellow started to do like that. So what we will say, yeah, he's lucky. He's lucky. What is there? Not everyone is born lucky, okay? Understand? Not everyone is born lucky like him. He is born lucky. And then I am not lucky to have rich people to support me. I don't have many people to support me. And then something else, I don't seem to have the time also. He may have the time. I don't have the time. I got my commitments. I got my limitations. And then the last one is, God has not graced me with capabilities or talents, brother. I'm just managing my life, brother. I'm just managing my life. I don't have any. I am not lucky as all these people. So this is how we limit ourselves, we confine ourselves, and we just try and blame everything else around us to live in a limited sense of the world. So who are we talking about? We are talking, do you know who?
Who's it, brother? Tell me.
Nick, this guy. This guy, when he was born without hands and legs. His father ran out of the operation theater. I mean, the theater of the baby was born. He ran out and vomited because he could not take the sin. The mother was in such a shock. This guy, Nick, also attempted suicide a few times because he was so depressed. Then he found out, if I can encourage just one person, then my job in this life is done. This reflects his core belief that his life's purpose is to inspire others, turning his own challenges into a catalyst for change. Can you imagine? This guy just changed. He didn't have legs or hands or anything like that. He just changed his belief system. If I can encourage just one person, then my job in life is done. And what he does is, and this amazing is that, see, this is how he swims. I love my life because I've seen my purpose. Would you believe? I love my life because I've seen my purpose. This person has got all the problems in the world. He cannot do. He's married. He's got 4 children, and he's now a multimillionaire, which is so many so his audience is stadium of people. He has his audience, and this is a beautiful definition of his. He says life is his definition. This is what he says: life is a journey between a comfort zone that you have to the dream that you have. That journey that you make is really what life is all about. He describes life as the distance between the comfort zone that you are already inside to the dream that you want to visualize. So from limited to the limitless dream that you have, that journey we make is what your real life is all about. All others, eating meat, all these things, is just paraphernalia. But if you don't have a vision of yourself, if you don't have a goal that you want to far reach and become consequential to humanity and so on, if you don't have that kind of vision, then it won't move you from the comfort levels that we have. And that journey that you make from your comfort levels to the dream that you possess is really the life's journey. That is what real life is all about. Ordinary people can become extraordinary when you have a dream. So this Sankhya Yoga and the first chapter in the Sankhya Yoga is to instill in the fact that we are capable of things that are beyond. But if we limit ourselves to finite things, we'll be so limited and we'll be just grappling around the usual, the usual managing stuff. But each one of us can be born to a higher purpose. Every morning we can get up feeling inspired, in fact, wanting to do things that are really, and thank God that we are part and parcel of His mission. This is really the purpose of spirituality. Living every day of your life, not waiting as what was said, not reaching to the end of enlightenment. Infuse the ideals of enlightenment into everything that you do to da. That is what it is. But convert everything into Tuda and make everything beautiful and wonderful. And that really is what spirituality is all about. So with these few words, a new year is coming, and when new year is coming, we should make resolutions, isn't it? We should make resolutions. We should really plan for ourselves and move ahead. No, I think now you want to do some recalling, right?
Yeah, brother. I think we were going to do a short meditation from you, right? And
I thought Mentimeter.
Yeah, go ahead, Anusha. Go ahead. What's the how are we wrapping? How are we closing?
We were going to do a Mentimeter, Uncle, because of the time. We are, I think, best if we can move on to the visualization now.
Okay, let's visualize and think about the new year. New year must create new versions of ourselves. If you have been doing X, Y, Z, can we do something more? Can we get commitment more? Can we really plunge and create opportunities for ourselves and for others into a better life? So, dear friends, let's close your eyes. Breathe in. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Imagine a light in the mind's eye. Forget all worries, all anxieties. You're just focusing only on the beautiful divine light in your mind's eye. Let this light slowly come down, 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 and imagine your heart, the lotus heart opening up and receiving this light of divine. Every petal being touched by this light of the divine. You feel so exhilarated, so happy, and so joyous. And let this big lotus disappear. Let this light now travel down, down, down your legs, left leg, left toes. Your whole left leg is now touched by the light of the divine. Let the light travel now across to your right side, right leg, limbs, both legs touched by the light of the divine. Oh Lord, when the new year comes, may my legs only take me to places that gives me opportunity to serve. May my legs only walk to places that gives me opportunity to expand my consciousness. Oh Lord, thank you so much for being with me and blessing my legs. Let the light now travel up to your chest. Your whole chest is filled with light. Your whole stomach is filled with light. Let the light spread all across. Let it go to the left hand, left fingers. Whole hand is filled with love and light. Let the light now travel across the neck to your right side. Right fingers, both hands are now touched by the light of the divine. Oh Lord, may the new year give me more opportunities to serve. May my hands work incessantly for thee. Oh Lord, may I only be born for this higher purpose. I want to be your ideal instrument, oh Lord. Let my hands just work for you, just be committed to work for you. And let me just work whatever that I do. Let me see God in what I do, oh Lord. Let the light travel up, up, up. Let it touch your mouth, the tongue, oh Lord. Let my tongue only sing your name. Let it only be infused with truth. Let it only speak the truth. Let the light travel up to your eyes. Oh Lord, may I see God in everyone. Oh Lord, may I see God in everything that I see. May I see you in everyone. Oh Lord, may the new year make me a resolution that my eyes should never, never fall on anything negative. It only calls on positive things, and may me see a higher vision that I can contribute, I can make my life, I can redeem my life, and be useful to you. Oh Lord, my ears, touched by your light of the divinity, only hear your name. May my ears only feel and hear good things. Your whole body is now touched by the light of the divine. And as the light spreads all across the people in your house, in your home, your relations, your friends, you can feel the light sweeping across the whole country, sweeping to all the flora and fauna, completely engulfing and sweeping everyone with the love of the radiance that you have sent. Let this love spread far and wide, covering all countries, all nations. And now the whole world is touched by the light of the divine. And now you are sitting right on top of the globe, In the distance, you see a familiar sight of Bhagavan. Bhagavan Sri Satya Sai Baba bobbing in front, slowly walking and coming to you. You feel an exhilarated feeling of so much of happiness and joy. He stands right in front of you. You quickly take a Pada Namaskaram. You look up to him. His eyes look at you. You look into his eyes and you're totally lost, mesmerized by the vastness and the huge, incredible, loving, divine, holy vibration that is given you. O Lord, Swami, Bhagavan, make me an instrument, O Lord. Take my everything and let me be an instrument to work for thee. Work through me, Bhagavan. May this new year form resolutions that I don't want anything of the past. I want to create a new self in me, more commitment, more honesty, more integrity. I want to only serve you, Bhagavan. See, make that pledge. Make that resolution that I will spend more time. If I've been spending 2 hours in the center, I want to commit another 1 more hour. If I've done this piece of work, I want to commit more time for you. Increase the vastness and the commitment of your love for Bhagavan. Feels so good, so nice, and so beautiful that you can feel that the river has just merged with the whole ocean and you're just lost in that oneness. You can feel Swami's hands raising and blessing us with so much of benediction, so much of devotion. You're just lost. And you say, thank you, Swami. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sairam, Sairam. It is this vibration that we should take back and face the new year and formulate your resolutions very clearly and place it on your own home altar back home. Thank you, Bhagavan. Sairam, Sairam, Sairam. Janushan.
Right, thank you, everyone. Our apologies that we went a little bit over, but I feel it was totally worth all your time to begin this upcoming new year with positivity and complete surrender to His will and let Him take and lead the way. We would like to remind that next session would be on Sunday, January 4th, same time, 7:30 Central. We look forward to seeing you all. All the links that you need is posted in the chat. We have a YouTube repository of all our previous recordings. We have a web page with session summaries. And we do have a WhatsApp group if you would like to stay in touch. The link is also posted in chat. Thank you so much for joining. We hope to see you again. Sai Ram.